Welcome back. Actually, an important forum was held on the future of the investment between Egypt and the Scandinavian countries. The forum discussed the different means to enhance the cooperation between Egypt and the Scandinavian countries in various domains. To shed more light on that, the forum and the cooperation between Egypt and European countries and especially Scandinavian countries, we are very much delighted to have with us in the studio our dear guest, Mr. Ahmad Khattab, our economic business and public relation consultant. Mr. Khattab, always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much for being our guest today.
Very pleasure and honor to be with you.
Mr. Khattab, what is the significance of the forum which was held lately on the future of the sustainable investment between Egypt and the Scandinavian countries, and can you shed more light about this forum in particular?
Yeah, this forum held in Egypt aims to increase the volume of trade between Egypt and the Scandinavian country. Scandinavian country contains Swedish, Denmark, Finland, and New Zealand and Scotland. And all this country have a very good relationship and tie between Egypt and all this country, good tie and relation in diplomatic field, in political field, in economic field also. This country, we are in Egypt who for attracting more direct investment from Swedish and from Denmark and from Finland in many different fields, especially in Egypt. Last 4 years we spent a lot of money in the field of in order to improve the infrastructure and roads and improve all and create all new cities like New Alamein city and the new administrative capital city, and such huge investment in improving the city aims to attract more direct investment in many different fields. The first panel exporting the Egyptian real estate to Scandinavian country aims to encourage all the Swedish citizen and the Finland system in order to come to Egypt and invest in the field of real estate, especially in Sokhna, especially in Sharm el-Sheikh, in Hurghada, in New Capital Mission City, because in Egypt we are now have a lot of compound and a lot of opportunity to all local investor and Arab investor and also Europe investor like Swedish and Denmark to come and invest in Egypt. So we highlight in the opening session in this field because we aims to increase the volume of sales, especially in the field of real estate. Such increase in the volume of sales will reflect positively to the Egyptian economy and will increase the reserve in foreign currency in euro and dollar in also central bank. A lot of many different sessions also related to sustainable development between Egypt and Scandinavian country, and ambassadors of Denmark attend 3 sessions with us, and he is very glad to communicate with Egyptian businessmen in the field of real estate, Egyptian businessmen in the field of education, Egyptian businessmen in the field of healthcare, in the field of pharmaceutical industry, a lot of also of leaders also in the field of sustainable development between Egypt and Scandinavian country, and some ambassador like Ambassador of Saad, Ambassador Badr Abdel Ati. So all of us discussing a lot of different issues related to the Egyptian economy in a round table, and I think a lot of achievement done through this panel, because we are sitting in a one conference room discussing the future of cooperation between the 4 countries and Egypt, and I think a lot of field will be promoted in the next 2 or 3 years, and also sustainable vision of Egypt in 2030 will achieve according to time calendar.
Indeed. Mr. Khattab, that would bring me to ask about the topics that were topping the agenda of the talks during that forum.
Yeah, first topic exporting the real estate. Second topic banking sector and fintech. Why banking sector? Because we are most upgrading in the banking sector under the leadership of the central bank and supported also by the governmental bank like Ahli Bank and Bank Masr. All this bank is today nowadays working by new technology and new solution, online collection, online payment. You can use a Visa card, and all this payment of collection and the payment matching better with Scandinavian country in order to cooperate. For example, if someone aims to export some product like vegetarian and foods and fruits, we export, by the way, a lot of foods like orange and a lot of also vegetarian product to Sweden and to Denmark, and the process of collection will be automatically done through the national bank by a very easy way. So all the Europe country aims to, especially after COVID-19, to work with Egypt through the new technology we use in the bank. So we focus in the second panel in banking sector because we need to send a positive message about the new technology we apply in Egypt, matching better with all over the world, especially after COVID-19. So if we make a discussion or analysis about the growing rate before to Egypt before COVID-19 crisis and after COVID-19. Before COVID-19, we reached about 5.8% as a growing rate, and it's a very good position to Egypt. After COVID-19, we reduced but till 3.6%. And if you make a comparison with all great country in the world, we still in the second or third position in the growing rate all over the world after China, for example. And we are still in a very good position of second of the top 10 in the world. So such a percentage in the growing rate positively after COVID-19 reflected to the very good achievement done by our President Fattah al-Sisi and by the Prime Minister and all the economic committee in Egypt in order to control the crisis of COVID-19.
Yeah. Sir, how do you assess actually the Egyptian-Scandinavian ties?
The Egyptian-Scandinavian tie is very solid, and all the Scandinavian country support Egypt economically and support politically also. And we aim to join in the mega project with the Swedish country, especially in the field of connection of electricity between Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Sudan. A multinational company from Swedish work with the government in order to support transfer of electricity or export of electricity to Saudi Arabia and to Sudan. And we aim in the future to start a mega project in the Suez Canal logistics area in the field of maritime transportation because we have a wonderful logistics area in the Suez Canal, new Suez Canal corridor. And I think Denmark is very important in this point because around 20% of the trade of Denmark goes through the Suez Canal corridor. And this is point ambassador of Denmark send a positive message. I am care of the future of cooperation, especially in the field of maritime transportation. And the Minister, Kamil Wazir, Minister of Transportation, held a meeting with the Denmark ambassador and the Norwegian ambassador in order to increase the volume of trade between the two countries.
Yes. What about the investment, the Scandinavian investment in Egypt? How do you assess the investment in Egypt?
Scandinavian investment in Egypt will focus in education and in supporting also Alex Politik by donation. In the exchange is a program of health care because Scandinavian country most advanced is this point. Transportation of experience in the field of information technology also because all services presented from Scandinavian country focus on the services presented through the communication technology between Egypt and the Scandinavian country. We aim to increase the volume of export from Egypt to all Scandinavian country in the field of textile, in the field of ceramic, in the field of cotton especially. So I hope the volume of trade will increase. I will give you example, the volume of trade between Egypt and Denmark, for example, about $1 billion. And this is very good. The volume of trade between Egypt and the Swedish, for example, starting from 650 million, around $700 million. So we aim to increase the volume of trade between the Scandinavian country and Egypt, and we aim to make a lot of exchange and also women empowerment in education, in health care, because this country most advanced in this issue also. And during the meeting, We have a lot of Egyptian businesswomen participate in the communication with the ambassador and send a positive message about the new vision of women in Egypt. Someone of the People Assembly, Mrs. Dr. Miral Galal Haridi, sent a positive message about the Egyptian Parliament by English to the ambassador. We are in Egypt, work on all fields. We are ministers. We are in the People Assembly. We are in all governors, like Dumyat governor. So this message, positive message from the Egyptian woman to the ambassador of Denmark, makes something new. Today, in the Egyptian woman lead Egypt for much and for better future.
Yes, indeed. Sir, actually the forum focused on the Egyptian forward-looking strategy, which is Egypt's Vision 2030, which is unprecedented in its scope and significance at the national level. Would you please shed more light on that?
Yeah. Egypt, once we start the vision of Egypt 2030 under the leadership of Minister of Planning, Dr. Hala Saeed, and all the ministers working in this file and try to support all time the vision of Egypt 2030, sustainable development. It's very important. Why sustainable development? For example, some of my colleagues in the forum sent a positive message about Egypt ban solar energy power.
Yes.
Because this is project the number one, hierarchy as number one in the world. And such a new technology in like ban sent also a very positive message to all Scandinavian countries to come and push more direct investment in this field. Infrastructure also, upgrading of infrastructure. Such this project will be attractive for direct investment from Scandinavian country because all Scandinavian country aims to work in the economy, especially like ban, like recovery of new gas field, the technology of new agriculture field in Egypt. So I think such a forum discussing a lot of issue will be add value in the future and will support the four countries to increase the volume of trade in the future after COVID-19. And I think we sent a message also. We are in Egypt able to control the COVID-19 crisis, and after COVID-19 crisis we have a new plan for Egypt, especially Sustainable Development 2030, and all the governor and all the minister in Egypt ready 100% to start operation.
Yes. Finally, sir, how far sharing the knowledge and experiences on innovation and financing ensure the sufficient means of implementing are actually mobilized?
Yeah, I think today in Egypt we are most advanced, much better. And for example, in the field of education and higher education, all the students today still save in our home and takes a lot of study through the online line. And also, as I said before, all the banking sector have a new technology of payment like wallet, like online payment, like e-commerce payment. I think also the application in the government, like the license of car and some governmental license, you can do through the internet, and also the healthcare insurance, healthcare like Port Said will be already through the internet and through very easy facility to deal and is very secure. So Egypt, especially once we start operation from new administrative capital city, we will start, I think 80% or 85% of all governmental services will present online, and this is very good achievement in the last 2 or 3 years.
Indeed. Mr. Ahmad Khattab, our finance, economics, business and public relation consultant, always a pleasure to have you with us, sir. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you to all of you.
Our dear viewers, with that we come to the end of this edition of our program Cairo Local Time. Till tomorrow with another crew.